clicking on this video, and today we are going to be making the best mushroom bacon. Now, in a couple of my past videos, I have made mushroom bacon, and I didn't really fully explain how I was making it, so I felt like I would dedicate this video just to making the mushroom bacon because let me tell you, it is life-changing, it is a game changer, you need to know how to make it. It can literally go on anything and it will make the meal itself taste a million times better. It goes on BLTs, it goes on pastas, it can even go on ramen, all kinds of things. I use this on a daily basis. I never don't have this. I may not be the best cook out there, but I am the best at making mushroom bacon. So today I figured I would show you how I make it. It's really easy, super simple, and only requires 3 ingredients. So let's get started. So obviously the main ingredient is mushrooms, but specifically you want to get shiitake mushrooms. And then you're also going to need olive oil and pink Himalayan salt. I know, super simple, this is all you need. Now before we get started, you want to make sure you preheat your oven to 450. So while that is heating up, we are going to prepare these. So you're going to want to get out your cutting board and your knife of choice, and then we are going to go ahead and open these shiitake mushrooms. Now I buy the whole shiitake mushrooms. I don't buy the pre-sliced typically because you want to make sure when you're cutting these, you want them to be evenly cut so that when it cooks in the oven, it cooks evenly and you're not having one piece already really crispy and then another one not cooked yet. So what I do is I take out this little middle part and then I just kind of discard with this and I only cut the mushroom head. So you want to slice these about this size. I don't know what measurement that is, but this is about the size that I cut them, and I try to do all of them pretty evenly. Now, while we are cutting this, I do have to tell you, these do not reheat well, so if you're going to be making these, only make the amount that you want to use at that moment. But do keep in mind that these are going to shrink. So I usually make a little bit more than I would think I would need, and it usually comes out perfectly. Also, if you want to keep the stem on the mushroom bacon, you're more than welcome to. I just choose not to. I feel like it changes the texture a little bit, and it's not as satisfactory. You could also always save the stems for another recipe, especially like a soup or something. You don't have to just throw it away and waste it. Okay, so now that I have all of these chopped up evenly, I'm going to move this to the side and I'm going to get my baking sheet. So here is my baking sheet, and I am not going to put anything on this. You want to cook these directly on the baking sheet. It gives you the best flavor, the best texture. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these and spread them out on my baking sheet. You want to be able to spread this out so that they are not touching each other. So if you notice you can't do that with this baking sheet, get a bigger one. So then what we're going to do is we're going to grab our olive oil and give it just a generous amount, not too much, but good enough. I would say probably about a tablespoon's worth. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our pink Himalayan salt. This is key. This is what gives it that bacon flavor. And we're just going to give a generous amount of that salt. Not only does it give it the flavor, but it also helps dry the mushrooms out so that you can get that crispy bacon-like texture. However much mushrooms you have is going to affect how much salt and oil you use, but I feel like everybody can probably get a general idea of just coating it pretty well. Obviously, you don't want to drench it by any means by either of these ingredients. But once you've done that, then you're going to just toss all of the mushrooms in all of that olive oil and salt, and just make sure it's evenly coated on here so that you're getting every part of the mushroom, and just keep doing that until you feel like they all are coated evenly. And then what you're going to do is you're going to space out your mushrooms so none of them are touching. And what I like to do is lay them down all kind of on the same side if I can, because what we're going to end up doing is flipping these, so it's really easy to keep track if you've all laid them down on the similar side. And then we're just going to stick these in the oven for about 4 minutes. And while we're waiting for that to cook, if you guys could hit that like button down below and subscribe if you haven't yet, I would appreciate it so much. Okay, so our 4 minutes is up. We're gonna put our safety glove on and take these out of the oven. Okay, so they are really sizzling now. So what we are going to do is we are going to flip these so that both sides get cooked evenly. And what you should be seeing while you're flipping these is that the bottom side has now turned brown If it hasn't turned brown yet, what I would suggest is putting it back in the oven. All ovens are different, even though we may set it to the same temperature. So if you do not see this color when you flip them, I would put them back in the oven for about 2 minutes until you can get it to this color. And then once you've flipped these over, you're gonna put them back in the oven, and what I usually do is I set my timer for about 4 minutes, and I kind of keep an eye on them because sometimes it varies because you're not always going to be cutting these mushrooms at the exact same size. So what I suggest is putting the timer on for 4 minutes and then keep checking up on it. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're done! Okay, so these are all done. I ended up putting them in for about 6 minutes. Like I said, it can always vary on how big your pieces are, so you just want to keep an eye out on them after the first 4 minutes. But this is what they should look like. They're really crispy, they're really good. Obviously, not all of them are exactly the same, but it doesn't matter. They're really just meant to be crispy, and all of these pieces will be. I could literally just snack on these plain, like listen to the crunch. It's just so good. It has that saltiness, it has the crunch, and it has that like meaty taste to it. I'm like already eating this whole entire plate right now. They just work perfectly on everything, so that's why I'm always making these. So if you guys have never made this before, please do yourself a favor and go and make these. You will thank me later. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like down below if you enjoyed it, and comment and let me know what I should make next. And subscribe if you haven't yet. I upload every single week, usually on Fridays. I'll see you next time.